How to Master Emotional Intelligence and Social Skills. Introduction. The secret superpower you already have. Imagine walking into any room and instantly feeling in control not of others, but of yourself. You read the vibe. You sense who's nervous, who's energized, and who's silently begging for someone to understand them. You speak and people listen, not because you're the loudest, but because you speak with presence, clarity, and care. This isn't a fantasy. This is emotional intelligence, and it's already inside you. We live in a world obsessed with IQ grades, credentials, raw talent. But the truth is, emotional intelligence (EQ) is what makes people unforgettable. It's what makes great leaders, powerful communicators, trusted friends, and inspiring partners. IQ might get you hired, but EQ determines how far you rise. It's not about knowing more. It's about knowing yourself and others deeply and wisely. Social skills, too, are often misunderstood. They're not about being fake or putting on a show. They're about connection. Real, meaningful connection. They're about making people feel seen, heard, and valued. And in a world filled with noise, that ability is pure magic. But here's the best part. You don't need to be born with these skills. You can learn them. You can train your emotional intelligence. You can practice your social skills, and you can become someone who walks through life with confidence, empathy, and unshakable calm even in chaos. This book is your guide. It's not a textbook, it's a toolbox. It's a motivational roadmap to becoming the best version of yourself. Emotionally aware, socially wise, and profoundly powerful. Whether you've been told you're too emotional, too quiet, too intense, or just not a people person, this book will show you that none of those labels define you. You get to choose who you become. So let's begin this journey together to change who you are, but to unlock who you've always had the potential to be. Because when you master your emotions and learn to move gracefully with others, you master life. Chapter 1. Know thyself. The power of self-aware and self-emotional intelligence is a superpower. Then self-awareness is the spark that activates it. You can't change what you don't understand. And you can't master your emotions or connect deeply with others if you're unaware of what's happening inside you. That's why every journey toward emotional and social mastery begins here. With learning to truly know yourself, think of self-awareness as your internal mirror. It reflects your thoughts, emotions, triggers, patterns, and motives clearly and honestly. It doesn't flatter, it doesn't sugarcoat, but it empowers. Because when you see yourself clearly, you can make decisions based on truth, not impulse. The emotional wake-up call. Have you ever snapped at someone and immediately felt regret? Or walked away from a conversation wondering why it bothered you so much? Those moments aren't random. They're emotional wake-up calls, clues that something inside you needs your attention. Emotionally intelligent people listen to those moments. They don't shove them down. They ask, what am I really feeling right now and why? It sounds simple, but in practice, it's one of the bravest things you can do. Most people run from their feelings or let them run the show. But not you. Not anymore. You're learning to pause, to name your emotions, and to understand the deeper story behind them. That's self-awareness. The power of naming your emotions when you feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or down. The first. Step 2. Reclaiming your power is this. Name what you're feeling. Why? Because what you can name, you can manage. Research shows that labeling emotions reduces their intensity. It engages the rational part of your brain, calming the storm inside you. So instead of saying, I feel off, try, I feel disappointed because I didn't meet my goal. Now you have clarity, and clarity gives you control. Start practicing this every day. Ask yourself, what emotion am I feeling right now? Where do I feel it in my body? What might have triggered it? This isn't weakness, it's strength. You're not being too emotional. You're being emotionally awarened. That's rare. Discovering your emotional emotions are not random. They run in patterns, and those patterns can either empower you or sabotage you. Start noticing. When do you feel anxious? What situations trigger that? What kind of people lift you up? Who drains you? When do you feel most confident, most angry, most insecure? This kind of reflection creates insight, and insight creates growth. Here's a secret: self-aware people don't have fewer emotions, they just don't get lost in them. They can ride the emotional waves because they know where the current is taking them. You can be that person. In fact, you're already becoming them. The mirror test, feedback without fear. True self-awareness also comes from the outside. It's not just how you see yourself, but how others experience you. That's why emotionally intelligent people invite feedback. Not because they're insecure, but because they're committed to growth. Ask people you trust. How do you experience me when I'm under stress? Is there something I might not see about myself? How can I improve in how I show up? This isn't about judgment, it's about becoming a better version of you. Feedback is a mirror, and sometimes the view is tough. But the truth will set you free and help you show up with more intention, kindness, and strength. Your emotions are messengers, not masters here, something most people never learn. Your emotions are here to guide you, not control you. Sadness might be telling you to rest. Anger might be pointing to a boundary that was crossed. Anxiety might be a signal that you're out of alignment. Joy, that's a nudge from your soul saying, do more of this. Every feeling has a message. Your job is to listen, not suppress. And once you understand the message, you decide how to respond. That's emotional maturity. That's personal power. The daily self-awareness habit. Let's make this real. Here's a simple 5-minute practice to boost your emotional self-awareness. Every day, pause, sit quietly, and breathe deeply for 60 seconds. Reflect. Ask, what emotions did I feel today? Name, label each one: stress, excitement, boredom, joy, frustration. Trace, identify the cause of each emotion. Learn, ask, what can I learn from these feelings? Do this consistently, and you'll begin to see patterns. You'll begin to understand yourself, and when you understand yourself, you'll show up with confidence, presence, and calm in every situation. Final thoughts: self-awareness is the first and most important step in mastering emotional intelligence. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real, honest. Awake, you can't lead others if you can't lead yourself. You can't communicate clearly if you don't understand your own thoughts, and you can't create meaningful connections if you're disconnected from your own heart. But now, you have the tools. You've begun the journey, and it only gets more powerful from here. You're not just learning a skill, you're unlocking the best version of you. Chapter 2. Emotional control is not suppression. There's a big lie we've been taught, that controlling your emotions means shutting them down. We hear things like, don't be so emotional, calm down, just ignore it. But here's the truth. Emotional control is not about pretending you don't feel. It's about choosing how you respond when you do. If self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence, then emotional control is the fortress. It protects you from making impulsive decisions, saying things you regret, or allowing temporary emotions to create permanent consequences. But let's be clear. Controlling your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. Suppression is bottling them up until they explode. Real emotional control is about channeling them, transforming raw emotion into calm, conscious power. The cost of suppression: suppressed emotions don't go away. They just go underground. You may not see them, but they show up in passive-aggressive comments, in emotional outbursts at the wrong time, in sleepless nights. Anxiety and stress in a smile that hides a storm suppressing emotions is like putting a lid on a boiling pot. Sooner or later, the pressure builds and it bursts. That's not strength. That's delayed chaos. Strength is feeling everything, but not letting the feelings dictate your behavior. Respond. Don't react. One of the greatest emotional skills you can develop is the ability to pause. In that pause lies your power. It's the space between stimulus and response where greatness is born. When someone disrespects, you pause. When life disappoints, you pause. When you feel anger, realize. Pause. When you want to lash out, pause. Why? Because that split second allows your thinking brain to kick in before your emotional brain takes over. That pause gives you the choice to respond rather than react. Reacting is emotional reflex. Responding is emotional intelligence. Here's a mantra to remember. I am not my emotions. I am the observer of them. The science behind emotional regulation. Your brain has a fast emotional center, the amygdala, and a slower reasoning center, the prefrontal cortex. When you feel triggered, the amygdala fires like an alarm. But if you pause even for a few seconds, you give your prefrontal cortex time to step in and evaluate the situation logically. That's why deep breathing, counting to 5, or walking away can literally change your brain chemistry in the moment. You're not being soft. You're being smart, and smart wins every time. Let your emotions flow. Then let them go. Imagine emotions as waves in the ocean. You don't stop them, you ride them. Here's a better strategy than suppression. Acknowledge the emotion. I feel angry right now. Accept it without judgment. It's okay to feel this way. Explore its root. Why did this hit me so hard? Choose your response. What action aligns with the person I want to be? This process doesn't weaken you, it empowers you. People who control their emotions don't feel less, they feel fully, and then act wisely. Emotions are energy. Use them. Every emotion carries energy. Anger, passion, sadness, excitement. Anxiety. What if, instead of fearing or avoiding emotions, you learn to channel that energy into something productive? Use anger to fuel bold action, not aggression. Use sadness to find deeper meaning, not despair. Use anxiety as a call to prepare, not panic. Use joy to inspire others, not just yourself. This is emotional alchemy, turning raw emotion into gold. Turning breakdowns into breakthroughs. It's what champions do. It's what emotionally intelligent people master. And now, it's what you're learning to do. Tools for emotional mastery. Let's get practical. Here are a few emotional regulation techniques you can start using today. 1. Box breathing. 4-4-4 for inhale for 4 seconds. Gives hold for 4, gives exhale for 4. Repeat for cycles. This calms the nervous system and quiets the mind. 2. The emotional journal every evening. Write. What emotion did I feel most today? What triggered it? How did I respond? What would I do differently next time? This develops pattern recognition and emotional insight. 3. Reframing technique. Instead of "this is terrible," ask, "What can this teach me?" Or "How can I grow from this?" Reframing doesn't deny reality, it shifts your power back to you. 4. Power questions in heated moments. Ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? What outcome do I want here? Am I reacting or responding? These questions bring clarity to emotional storms. Emotional control in action. Picture this. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Your blood boils. You grip the wheel, ready to yell or tailgate, but then you pause. You take a breath. You remind yourself, I don't hand over my peace for free. You choose calm. That's not weakness. That's victory. That's emotional control in real time. Now scale that up to relationships, work, parenting, leadership, life. When you master your emotions, you show up with confidence, grace and power. People trust you, respect you, follow you. Not because you're always smiling, but because you're always centered. Final thoughts: you don't need to suppress your feelings to be strong. You just need to rise above being ruled by them. You are not your anger. You are not your fear. You are not your sadness. You are greater than all of them. Emotional control is a skill, a muscle. And every time you choose to pause instead of explode, to respond instead of react, you get stronger. This chapter isn't about perfection, it's about progress. And this next time life throws fire at you, you won't burn, you'll shine. Chapter 3. Motivation from within. There's a fire inside you. Sometimes it's a flicker, sometimes it roars. But it's always there, waiting to be fed, waiting to be focused. That fire is intrinsic motivation, the drive that comes not from rewards, attention, or praise, but from something deeper: purpose, meaning, and personal desire. This chapter is about lighting that fire and keeping it burning, even when life gets cold. Because here's the truth: the most emotionally intelligent people don't wait for motivation to find them. They generate it from within, and so can you. The problem with external motivation: we've all done it. We set goals to impress others, to fit in, to avoid failure, or to chase approval. But what happens when the praise stops? When no one's watching, when you don't feel like it, you quit. Why? Because external motivation is temporary. It fades. It depends on conditions outside of your control. But internal motivation, that's a different story. That's the kind that shows up on the days you feel tired, uncertain, or uninspired. It doesn't need applause, doesn't need attention. It just knows why. And when you know your why, you'll figure out the how. Purpose, the most powerful. Few unearthly emotionally intelligent people are driven by clarity, not chaos. They don't need someone to push them, they're pulled by purpose. So what drives you? Is it freedom, growth, love, impact, legacy? When your actions align with your core values, you unlock effortless effort. You move from discipline to devotion. You go from "I have to" I get to. Take a moment and ask, what matters most to me? What kind of person do I want to become? What impact do I want to leave behind? Write your answers down, look at them daily. Let them guide your decisions, your habits, your energy. Because without purpose, success feels empty. But with purpose, even the struggle feels sacred. Emotion drives motion. Motivation isn't just mental, it's emotional. You act when you feel something. That's why emotional intelligence is so critical for self-motivation. If you can manage how you feel, you can move even when it's hard. Think about it. If you feel hopeful, you try. If you feel determined, you persist. If you feel curious, you explore. If you feel grateful, you keep going with joy. Your job isn't to feel good all the time, it's to understand how your emotions affect your actions and learn how to use them as fuel. Don't wait to feel motivated. Learn to create the feelings that drive action. You do that by choosing powerful thoughts, taking aligned action, and celebrating even the smallest progress. Build your inner drive, the 3-part formula. 1. Clarity of vision. Know what you want and why. Vague goals create vague motivation. Specific dreams spark action. Instead of, "I want to be better socially," say, "I want to walk into any room and confidently connect with others." Instead of, "I want to be happier," say, "I want to wake up with energy, gratitude, and peace." 2. Emotional connection. Feel it in your gut. Visualize the win. Connect emotionally to the outcome you desire. Ask yourself, how will I feel? When I achieve this, who else will benefit? What will this unlock for my future? Emotion is the bridge between desire and discipline. 3. Daily aligned actions, small steps, every day. Don't wait for motivation, build momentum. That's how motivation multiplies. Start with 5 minutes. Make the call, open the book, take the walk, write the plan. One action, one brick at a time. Consistency beats intensity every time. Your brain loves progress. Did you know that your brain rewards progress, not perfection? Every time you take action, no matter how small, you trigger a release of dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. This builds momentum, confidence, and motivation. So stop waiting to feel ready. Start moving. Progress creates motivation. Action creates clarity. Courage creates confidence. When motivation fades, discipline takes over. Be honest, there will be days when you don't feel like it. That's not weakness, it's life. That's where self-discipline steps in, not as punishment, but as protection of your goals. Emotionally intelligent people don't rely on hype. They rely on habits. They show up because they've made a decision, not because they're in the mood. Motivation starts the engine. Discipline drives the car. You already have both inside you. You just have to turn the key. Motivate yourself with powerful language words. Create worlds. The way you speak to yourself either energizes or drains you. Replace these. I can't do this. I'm figuring this out. This is too hard. This is helping me grow. I always fail. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Talk to yourself like someone you deeply believe in, because you are. Final thoughts: you don't need to be inspired by someone else's fire. You need to discover your own. Motivation isn't something you wait for. It's something you build with clarity, emotion, and action. You are capable of more than you've ever imagined, not because someone told you so, but because it's already in you. Let this be the chapter where you stop waiting, start becoming. The next time your mind whispers, "I can't," let your heart respond, "Watch me." Chapter 4. Building resilience like a muscle. Life will test you. You'll face rejection, failure, criticism, loss, and moments when nothing seems to go your way. But here's the truth: every emotionally intelligent person knows it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond that defines you. And that response is shaped by one powerful trait: resilience. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain. It's about standing back up stronger after the fall. It's about taking life's punches and saying, "Is that all you've got?" It's not a personality trait. It's not luck. Resilience is a skill. And just like a muscle, it can be built. Resilience is your bounce-back power. Think about a rubber ball. When you drop it, it doesn't stay down, it bounces. That's what resilient people do. They bend, but don't break. They may cry, fall, or struggle, but they rise. Resilience doesn't mean being unaffected by adversity. It means being unbeaten by it. The most powerful people, aren't the ones who never failed. They're the ones who failed 1,000 times and kept showing up. They didn't let their pain define them. They used it to refine them, and now it's your turn. Pain is not the end. It's the beginning most. People see pain as a stop sign. Resilient people see it as a teacher, a redirection, a message. Pain says, "There's growth here. Keep going." Every setback is a setup. Every loss carries a lesson. Every disappointment is an opportunity to rise differently, smarter, and stronger. Don't waste your pain. Use it. Let it build you. The pillars of resilience. Resilience doesn't happen by accident. It's built on intentional foundations. Here are the 4 core pillars to strengthen your inner power. 1. Emotional agility. Instead of denying tough emotions, you learn to feel them fully, process them, and keep moving. You say, "This hurts, but I won't quit. I'm scared, but I'll try anyway. I failed, but I'm still worthy." This is strength, not numbness. 2. A growth mindset. Resilient people believe they can grow through what they go through. They don't say, Why me? They ask, what is this here to teach me? A resilient mindset sees obstacles as detours, not dead ends. 3. Purpose and meaning. You know why you're fighting. You'll survive almost anyhow. Purpose gives your pain a reason. Meaning gives your mess a mission. When you have a reason, bigger than your excuses, you keep showing up for connection. You're not meant to go through life's battles alone. Resilience grows in community. When you ask for support, share your truth, or lean on someone, you're not weak. You're wise. Survivors isolate. Thrivers connect. Train your brain to be tough. Your mind is like a battlefield. Every day, thoughts try to break you. Doubt whispers, fear taunts. Shame creeps in. Resilient people don't believe everything they think. They challenge their thoughts and speak power back into their own minds. Start saying, this won't break, me will build me. I've overcome before, I'll overcome again. This is hard, but so am I. Resilience is choosing strength even when everything feels weak. How to build resilience step by step. Want to become unshakable? Practice these habits every day. 1 daily mental reps. Write down one challenge you're facing and answer, what can I learn from this? What's one thing I can do about it? Who can I reach out to for support? This keeps your brain focused on solutions, not problems. 2. Resilience journal. Lynch Chi. Night. Ask, what challenge did I face today? How did I respond? What am I proud of? You'll start to realize you're stronger than you thought. 3. Visualize victory when facing tough times. Close your eyes and imagine yourself overcoming. Feel the pride, the relief, the power of bouncing back. Your brain starts believing what you visualize and your body follows. 4. Keep a proof of strength. Let's write down every time in your life you survived something hard, big or small. Read that list when doubt comes. Let it remind you, I've done this before, I can do it again. Resilience transforms your life. Doesn't return you to who you were before the storm. It transforms you into someone new, wiser, stronger, braver. The storm isn't there to destroy you. It's there to reveal you. And the next time life tries to shake you, remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to persist. Final thoughts, you will be knocked down, but you don't have to stay down. Every time you rise, you're telling the world and yourself, I'm not done yet. Resilience isn't about avoiding the fire. It's about walking through it and coming out with your head high, your spirit intact, and your heart open. You are capable of withstanding more than you know. And with every challenge, you become more unbreakable, more unstoppable, and more you keep going. Your comeback story is already being written. Chapter 5. Mastering empathy in a disconnected world. We're more connected than ever. Likes, texts, comments, and calls at our fingertips. And yet, many people feel more alone than ever. Why? Because connection isn't about communication. It's about understanding. It's about empathy, the ability to feel what someone else feels, to step into their world and to truly say, I see you, I hear you, I understand. Empathy is not a weakness. It's your greatest social strength. It doesn't make you soft. It makes you real. And in a noisy, distracted world, the most powerful thing you can give someone is your presence. What is empathy, really? Empathy is not the same as sympathy. Sympathy says, that looks hard. Empathy says, I've been there. I feel you. You're not alone. Empathy is listening without fixing. It's holding space without judgment. It's connecting without controlling. And emotionally intelligent people master empathy, just as a skill, but as a way of living, because they understand something simple and life-changing. Everyone is fighting a battle. You can't see the 3 types of empathy. 2. Truly master empathy. You need to understand its 3 levels. 1. Cognitive. Empathy, understanding someone's thoughts. This is the ability to logically see another person's perspective. You can say, "I get where you're coming from," even if you don't. Agree 2. Emotional empathy, feeling someone's emotions. You feel their sadness, their joy, their fear. You don't just know they move. You. 3. Compassionate empathy, wanting to help. This is where true connection happens. It's not just knowing or feeling, it's doing. Showing up. It's choosing kindness. In action, the strongest people are not those who hide emotion, but those who can hold someone else's without losing their own center. Why the world needs more empathy. We live in a time of noise. Everyone's talking. Few are listening. Empathy is the volume knob that turns down the chaos and tunes into humanity. It heals relationships, it ends conflicts, saves marriages, builds friendships, grows teams, and even leads revolutions. In a disconnected world, empathy is your superpower. How to practice powerful empathy. Empathy is not something you either have or don't. It's something you build like a skill, with practice and intention. 1. Be present. Fully put the phone down. Look into their eyes. Stop thinking about your reply and just listen. Real empathy starts with presence. 2. Ask questions that open doors instead of, "Are you okay?" Ask, "What's been on your heart lately? What's been the hardest part of that? What do you wish someone understood about you right now?" Empathy begins where surface-level conversation ends. 3. Validate before you advise, before offering solutions. Say, "That makes total sense. You're not crazy to feel that way. Thanks for trusting me with that." People don't want fixing. They want feeling. 4. Feel with them, but don't drown. Empathy doesn't mean absorbing everyone's pain. It means being with them in it, without losing yourself. Like holding someone's hand in the dark, not jumping into the hole with them. Strong boundaries. Protect deep empathy. 5. Use empathetic body language. Soften your tone. Nod gently. Match their energy. Sit in silence when needed. Sometimes your silence speaks louder than your words ever could. Speak empathy fluently. Language is powerful. The words you choose can connect or cut. Here are powerful empathetic phrases that sounds really difficult. Want to talk more about it? I've felt something similar. Rhyme here for you. You don't have to go through this alone. I may not fully understand, but I want to. Say these words from the heart, not as a script, but as a gift. Empathy for difficult people. Let's be real. Some people test your patience. Some are rude, cold, or hard to read. But here's the secret of emotional intelligence. The people who act the hardest often hurt the deepest. You don't have to excuse their behavior, but you can try to understand their pain. Ask, what might they be going through? What fear might be behind their anger? What need is going unmet? Empathy doesn't mean staying silent in the face of abuse. It means leading with curiosity instead of judgment. Sometimes empathy is giving grace. Sometimes it's walking away. Both are valid. Self-empathy. Don't forget you. Can't pour from an empty cup. Self-empathy means checking in with yourself. 2. Ask, what do I need today? What am I feeling and why? How can I be kinder to myself right now? Give yourself the same patience, compassion, and presence you give others. You deserve it. Final thoughts. Empathy isn't about reading minds. It's about reading hearts. It's choosing to look deeper, listen closer, care more. And in doing so, you change not just relationships, but lives. The world is full of noise, ego, and misunderstanding. Let you be the person who listens, who sees, who understands. Let your empathy be the bridge that others walk across to find healing, hope, and connection. Because in the end, it's not what you said that people remember. It's how you made them feel. Chapter 6. The Power of Active Listening. Most people don't listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. But emotionally intelligent people know a life-changing truth. Listening is the most powerful tool in any relationship. It's how you earn trust. It's how you build connection. It's how you show love without saying a word in a world filled with noise. Distractions and endless talking. Being a great listener makes you unforgettable, because listening isn't passive, it's a superpower. What is active listening? Active listening means being fully present with someone, not just hearing their words, but understanding their message, their emotions, and their needs. It's about silence that speaks louder than speech. It's about being more interested in their heart than in your own opinion. When you listen deeply, you communicate something powerful. You matter. Your voice matters. I care, and that changes everything. Why most people are terrible listeners? Let's be honest, most people aren't really listening. They're thinking about what to say next, judging or jumping to conclusions, getting distracted by their phones. Interrupting with me 2 stories. It's offering advice no one asked for. And that's why so many conversations feel empty. Because what people crave isn't a solution, it's a witness. Someone to see them, hear them, get them. That's where you come in. The 5 keys to active listening. Master these, and your relationships will transform. 1. Be fully present. Turn your phone face down. Make eye contact. Put your attention 100% on the other person. You're not just hearing, you're showing up. 2. Listen to understand, not to respond. Your job isn't to fix, it's to feel. Let them speak without interruption. Let silence breathe. Don't rush in with advice. Just listen. 3. Reflect and validate. Say things like, so what I'm hearing is, it sounds like you're feeling. That must be really tough. This shows you're tuned in, helps the speaker feel seen, heard, and safe. 4. Notice what's not said. Watch for tone, body language, and facial expressions. Often, the emotion behind the words tells the real story. Listening is not just with your ears, it's with your eyes and intuition. 5. Respond with empathy. Sometimes a simple, I'm here for you. That makes sense? Thank you for sharing. That is more powerful than any advice you could ever give. Practice the 60-second listening rule when someone starts talking. Challenge yourself not to speak for at least 60 seconds. Just nod, listen, be curious. You'll be shocked how much more people share when they don't feel rushed, judged, or interrupted. Power phrases of a great listener. Use these to strengthen connection. Tell me more about that. That sounds important. What was that like for you? I really want to understand. I'm not here to fix it, just to listen. These phrases open people up. They create space for vulnerability, and they make you magnetic. Why? Listening builds influence. Want to be a better leader, partner, friend, or parent? Learn to listen, because listening builds trust. People open up when they feel heard. Diffuses conflict. People calm down when they feel understood. Creates loyalty. People remember how you made them feel. You don't need the loudest voice in the room to lead. You just need to be the one who hears everyone else. The discipline of silence. Sometimes the best response is no response. Silence makes space for truth. Silence makes people feel safe. Silence is not empty, it's presence. Don't fear quiet moments in conversation. They often carry the deepest emotions. Let silence do its work. Listening to yourself. Active listening isn't just for others, it's for you. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What's really going on beneath the surface? What do I need to hear from myself today? Most people are screaming for answers while ignoring the whisper. Within, emotional intelligence starts with inner listening. Final thoughts listening. is love in action. When you listen with intention, presence, and care, you give someone the rarest gift in the world, your full attention. You don't need perfect words. You don't need all the answers. You just need to care enough to listen. The world is loud. Be the calm. Be the space. Be the ear that helps someone feel seen. Because in the end, people won't always remember what you said, but they will never forget how deeply you listened. Chapter 7. Handling criticism and feedback. Graceful like criticism, it can sting, shake your confidence, or even make you want to hide. But here's the truth. Emotionally intelligent people don't run from feedback. They rise with it. They know something powerful. Feedback isn't failure. It's fuel. Every comment, critique, and correction, whether delivered gently or harshly, is a chance to grow stronger, smarter, and more self-aware. You can let criticism crush you, or you can let it craft you. Why feedback feels so personal when someone points out our flaws? It often hits deeper than we expect. Why? Because it touches our ego. We want to believe we're already good enough. Fear. We're scared of being judged or rejected. Insecurity. We doubt ourselves, and criticism seems to confirm it. But here's the truth. Criticism doesn't define you. Your response to it does. Emotional intelligence is learning to separate your worth from your performance. Shift your perspective. Feedback is a mirror thing. A feedback like a mirror, it doesn't insult you. It just reflects reality. Sometimes the reflection is flattering. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. But it's always useful if you're brave enough to look. And guess what? Mirrors don't lie. But they also don't decide your future. You do. The two types of criticism: constructive criticism delivered with the intent to help you grow. It may feel tough, but it's rooted in respect and honesty. This is gold. Lean into it. Destructive criticism rooted in negativity, envy, or ignorance. It's meant to tear you down, not build you up. Learn to filter it out. Emotionally intelligent people know how to tell the difference. They listen to truth, not tone. How to handle criticism like a pro. Here are 6 steps emotionally intelligent people use. 1. Pause. Don't react emotionally. Don't fire back. Don't defend. Breathe. Let your brain catch up before your emotions take over. 2. Listen fully, even if it's hard to hear. Listen. Ask, is there any truth in this? You don't have to agree with everything, but find the part that can help. You grow. 3. Thank the person. It sounds counterintuitive, but saying, thanks for the feedback. I appreciate your honesty. Shows confidence, humility, and leadership. It disarms critics and empowers you. 4. Ask clarifying questions. Say, can you give me an example? What would improvement look like to you? How do you think I can get better in that area? This shows you're serious about growth, not just protecting your ego. 5. Reflect before you respond. Take time to think about the feedback. Journal it. Sit with it. Ask yourself, what does this reveal about me? What can I improve from this? What's useful and what's just noise? Then move forward, better, not bitter. 6. Apply what serves you. Feedback is a gift, but not all gifts need to be kept. Keep what helps. Toss what hurts. You're not a doormat. You're a disciplined learner. When to ignore criticism. You don't need to accept feedback from people who haven't walked in your shoes. Haters who only want to tear you down. Trolls, bullies, or envious critics. If it's not helpful, kind, or honest, it's just noise. Remember, not every opinion deserves a seat at your table. Powerful responses to feedback. Here's how emotionally intelligent people respond. Thanks for pointing that out. I'll reflect on it. I appreciate your input. I hadn't seen it that way. That's helpful. Do you have any ideas on how I can improve? I understand your perspective, even if I don't fully agree. These phrases keep you centered, humble, and strong. Turning criticism into power. Every criticism is a mirror, a map, or a motivation. A mirror to show you where you need to improve. A map to guide you to new growth. A motivation to prove your resilience. You can't avoid criticism, but you can decide. Will it build you or break you? Will it humble you or humiliate you? Will it push you down or push you forward? Emotionally intelligent people let feedback sharpen their edge. Self-compassion, your secret. Weapon criticism without compassion becomes shame. That's why you need to be your own best supporter. After tough feedback, say to yourself, I'm growing. I don't have to be perfect. Mistakes mean I'm trying. I can take feedback and still love who I am. Growth and self-love are not enemies, they're teammates. Final thoughts. Criticism will come. Feedback is inevitable. But your reaction, that's your superpower. Don't fear feedback. Embrace it. Don't fight it. Learn from it. Don't take it personally. Take it professionally, because the most successful, respected, emotionally intelligent people in the world all have one thing in common. They never stop growing. Let every piece of feedback shape you into the leader, the listener, and the human you're meant to become. Chapter 8. Building unshakable confidence through emotional intelligence. Confidence isn't about arrogance. It's not about walking into a room and expecting everyone to bow down. It's not about pretending you have it all together. All the time, true confidence is about being comfortable with who you are, no matter what. And here's the good news. Emotional intelligence is the key to building that kind of unshakable confidence. Confidence doesn't come from external validation. It comes from a deep connection with your inner self, from understanding your emotions, your strengths, your values, and how to handle the world around you. When you master emotional intelligence, you stop seeking validation from others and start validating yourself. The foundation of confidence, self-awareness. You can build real confidence. You need to know who you are. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence, and without it, you're like a ship drifting aimlessly at sea, looking for land but never finding it. When you are self-aware, you can recognize your emotional triggers, understand your strengths and weaknesses, accept yourself without needing to be perfect. Self-awareness gives you the power to stand firm in your authenticity, because you know what you bring to the table. The power of self-acceptance. Soon, confidence comes from self-acceptance, not self-perfection. Here's single quotes as the truth. You don't need to be flawless to be worthy of respect. Confidence isn't about pretending you have it all figured out. It's about embracing your imperfections, loving yourself despite your flaws, standing tall even when you fall short sometimes. When you accept yourself, you stop relying on others to fill the gaps you think you have. You're whole, just as you are. How emotional intelligence cultivates confidence. Emotional intelligence is a powerful confidence booster because it teaches you how to regulate your emotions instead of being ruled by anxiety, fear, or doubt. You learn to manage your feelings. This creates inner peace and a calm sense of self. Handle setbacks with grace. Confident people aren't immune to failure, they just handle it better. Emotional intelligence teaches resilience, so you bounce back quickly. Own your strengths and weaknesses. Confident people don't shy away from their limitations. They accept them and learn to improve. They don't feel less than because of their flaws. They feel empowered by them. The 4 pillars of unshakable confidence. To build your confidence, you need to nurture the following pillars. 1. Self-compassion. Kind to yourself. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to your best friend. Instead of criticizing yourself when you make a mistake, say, I'm learning, not failing. This is just a moment, not my whole story. I'm proud of my effort, even if the outcome wasn't perfect. Self-compassion builds a strong foundation for confidence because it allows you to fail forward without losing your sense of self-worth. 2. Self-efficacy. I believe in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. When you trust that you can figure things out, that belief creates unshakable confidence. It's the feeling that you're capable, competent, and resilient. No matter what obstacles appear. To build self-efficacy, take on challenges you're unsure of and succeed. Face your fears and build your courage, one step at a time. Celebrate small wins and use them as proof of your capability. 3. Self-respect. Confidence comes from honoring your values and boundaries. When you respect yourself, you don't tolerate disrespect or settle for less than you deserve. You stand up for what's right for you, regardless of what others think. To build self-respect, know your boundaries and communicate them clearly. Don't let anyone diminish your worth. Be unapologetically yourself. 4. Self-motivation. Confidence thrives when you are internally driven, not relying on others for motivation. When you cultivate the inner fire to keep going whether anyone else believes in you or not, to become unstoppable. To build self-motivation, set goals that excite you, not goals that you think will please others. Break down big challenges into small, manageable steps. Celebrate progress, not perfection. The role of positive self-talk and confidence. The way you talk to yourself matters more than you realize. Negative self-talk erodes confidence, while positive self-talk builds it. Instead of, "I can't do this," "I'm not good enough," "I'm going to fail," start saying, "I am capable of handling this. I've faced challenges before and overcome them. Worthy of success." Shift your self-talk to empower, not discourage. The confidence to handle criticism. One of the biggest tests of confidence is how you handle criticism. People with unshakable confidence don't shy away from feedback, they embrace it. Criticism becomes fuel for growth when you don't take it personally. Separate your identity from your actions. See it as an opportunity to improve, not as an attack. Emotionally intelligent people know that no one's opinion can take away their worth. They handle criticism with grace and use it to sharpen their skills, not to crush their confidence. How to project confidence to the outside world. True confidence isn't just felt inside, shown in the way you carry yourself. Here are the key ways to project confidence. Posture. Stand tall, shoulders back, head up. Look people in the eye, not in an intimidating way, but in a way that shows you're present and grounded. Voice. Speak clearly and assertively. Don't rush your words, but don't mumble. Smile. A genuine smile communicates warmth, openness, and self-assuredness. Remember, your outer confidence reflects your inner belief in yourself. Cultivating inner calm. For true confidence. Confidence isn't about loudness. It's about calm certainty. When you cultivate emotional intelligence, you become more at ease with uncertainty, more resilient to setbacks, and more peaceful in the face of challenges. Emotional intelligence gives you the tools to remain centered, no matter the external circumstances. This inner calm radiates outward, and others will naturally gravitate toward your unshakable confidence. Final thoughts. Building unshakable confidence is not about pretending to be perfect or invincible. It's about accepting yourself, fully flaws and all, and trusting that you have the emotional tools to handle whatever life throws your way. Emotional intelligence gives you the key to real confidence because it helps you know yourself deeply. Manage your emotions. Handle feedback with grace. Stay calm in adversity with emotional intelligence as your foundation. Confidence becomes a natural, steady force within you, not something you need to seek or prove to anyone. It's simply who you are. Chapter 9. Building meaningful relationships. Through emotional intelligence, the quality of your relationships shapes the quality of your life, And at the heart of every deep, lasting, and meaningful connection lies emotional intelligence. If you want to build stronger bonds with others, whether with family, friends, colleagues, or partners, emotional intelligence is the glue that holds it all together. It's the ability to tune in to your own emotions, understand the emotions of others, and manage them in ways that foster connection, trust, and growth. Great relationships aren't accidental. They're intentional, built on understanding, empathy, and clear communication. And when you master emotional intelligence, you'll find that relationships become not only more rewarding, but also more effortless. The role of self-awareness in relationships. Foundation of any healthy relationship is self-awareness, the ability to recognize your emotions, thoughts, and behaviors and how they affect others. If you don't understand your own feelings, it's nearly impossible to understand someone else's. Self-awareness allows you to recognize when you're reacting emotionally, identify your triggers, understand how your emotions influence your behavior. When you're self-aware, you can also express yourself authentically without the fear of judgment or miscommunication. You can engage with others from a place of honesty and clarity, rather than from emotional reactions or insecurities. The power of effective communication is the cornerstone of all relationships. But effective communication is more than just talking. It's about listening, expressing clearly, and being mindful of nonverbal cues. Emotionally intelligent communicators are experts at active listening. They give their full attention to the speaker without interrupting and show that they care about the other person's perspective. Empathy and response. They respond not just with words, but with understanding, offering support, validation, and connection. Nonverbal cues. They pay attention to body language, tone, and facial expressions, because what's unsaid often speaks louder than what's said. Great communicators understand that it's not about winning the conversation. It's about creating mutual understanding and connection. Empathy. The heart of connection. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It's not just about sympathizing with someone's pains, about connecting with them at a deep emotional level. Empathy helps you see the world through someone else's eyes. Validate their feelings, even if you don't agree with their perspective. Build trust, because people can feel when you truly care. Here's the magic of empathy. When you show genuine empathy to others, they feel seen, heard, and understood. This is the foundation of a meaningful relationship, whether personal or professional. How to practice empathy in your relationships. Here are a few ways you can build empathy and improve your relationships. 1. Listen without judgment. 1. Someone shares their feelings. Try to listen with an open heart, without jumping to conclusions or offering advice immediately. Instead of, "You shouldn't feel that way," "It's not a big deal." Try, "I can see why you'd feel that way. That sounds tough. I'm really sorry you're going through this." 2. Validate their experience. Validation is key to empathy. Acknowledge the person's emotions and experiences, even if you don't fully understand or agree with them. Example: "I understand that this situation must be frustrating for you. It sounds like this situation is really weighing on you. I'm here for you." Validation doesn't mean you're agreeing with everything they say, simply means you're respecting their emotions and making them feel heard. 3. Be present when you're engaging with someone. Give them your full attention. Put down your phone. Maintain eye contact. Show them they are your priority in that moment. The role of emotional regulation in healthy relationships. Managing your emotions, especially in challenging situations, is essential for maintaining harmonious relationships. Emotional regulation helps you stay calm during conflicts. When you can regulate your emotions, you don't react impulsively. Instead, you take a deep breath, pause, and respond thoughtfully. Prevent misunderstandings. When you can manage your emotions, you're less likely to misinterpret others' actions or words. Create a safe environment. people feel safe around emotionally regulated individuals. They know that even in stressful moments, they can communicate openly and honestly without fear of overreaction. Regulating your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them, means managing them so you can respond in a healthy, productive way. Boundaries. Protecting yourself and others in every healthy relationship, there must be clear and respectful boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls that separate people. They are guidelines that help people understand what's okay and what's not. Emotional intelligence helps you set boundaries that reflect your values and needs. Respect others' boundaries without judgment or resentment. Communicate boundaries clearly and assertively. When you know how to establish and respect boundaries, you create relationships that are balanced, healthy, and respectful. Conflict. Resolution. Turning tension into growth. Every relationship, no matter how close, will encounter conflict. But conflict doesn't have to be destructive. In fact, when handled well, it can be a powerful tool for growth and strengthening connection. Emotionally intelligent individuals approach conflict with calmness. They don't escalate the situation with anger or defensiveness. Active listening. They listen to understand the other person's point of view. Problem solving. They focus on finding a solution that benefits both parties, rather than avoiding conflict. Emotionally intelligent people face it head-on, knowing that it's a natural part of relationships. The power of vulnerability in connection. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in reality, it is the birthplace of connection. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you show others that you trust them. You're not afraid to show your true self, the good, the bad, and the imperfect. Vulnerability fosters deeper, more authentic relationships because it invites the other person to do the same. It creates an environment of trust, openness, and of mutual respect. Remember, you don't have to be perfect to be loved. You just have to be real. Final thoughts. The best relationships are built on a foundation of emotional intelligence. When you can understand your own emotions, empathize with others, communicate clearly, and manage conflict with grace, you create connections that are genuine, fulfilling, and long-lasting. But it doesn't stop there. Emotional intelligence is also about growing together, helping each other become the best versions of yourselves. By mastering emotional intelligence, you'll find that relationships no longer feel like a struggle. They become a source of joy, support, and shared growth. Because, in the end, life is about relationships, and emotional intelligence is the key to making them as meaningful and powerful as possible. Chapter 10. Cultivating emotional resilience for life's challenges. Life is unpredictable. At some point, everyone faces challenges that seem insurmountable, be it personal setbacks, professional disappointments, or unexpected crises. But here's the good news. Emotional resilience is the secret weapon that can turn those obstacles into opportunities for growth. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to navigate through life's challenges without losing your sense of self, and to remain adaptable and optimistic even in the toughest of times. Mastering emotional resilience is not about avoiding difficult emotions. It's about knowing how to process and manage them effectively so they don't control you. With emotional intelligence, you can develop the inner strength needed to face life's toughest moments with courage and clarity. What is emotional resilience? Emotional resilience is the capacity to adapt well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant sources of stress. It's the ability to recover quickly from setbacks and not let difficulties break your spirit. Emotional resilience, FLUES, involves emotional regulation, the ability to manage and control your emotions even when things are tough. Optimism, the ability to maintain a positive outlook even when things seem bleak. Self-awareness, understanding how you're feeling and why, so you can process emotions in a healthy way. Self-efficacy, believing in your ability to navigate challenges and come out stronger on the other side. While some people are naturally more resilient than others, emotional resilience can be learned, nurtured, and strengthened over time. The role of self-awareness in building resilience before you can build resilience. You need to understand where you stand emotionally. Self-awareness is the first step in cultivating emotional resilience. It allows you to recognize when you're overwhelmed. You need to be able to identify when stress, anxiety, or sadness is taking over so you can manage it effectively. Understand your emotional triggers. By being aware of what causes you to react strongly, you can better manage your response. Monitor your emotional state. Self-awareness helps you check in with yourself regularly, so you can stay grounded and prevent emotional overwhelm. The more you understand your emotional landscape, the better equipped you'll be to handle difficult situations with resilience. Developing a growth mindset. One of the most important elements of emotional resilience is developing a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that they can learn, improve, and adapt no matter the challenge. They see difficulties as opportunities to grow, not as insurmountable obstacles. A growth mindset encourages you to embrace challenges instead of avoiding difficult situations. See them as chances to learn and improve. Persist in the face of setbacks. Don't give up when things get tough. Keep going, knowing that perseverance leads to growth. Focus on effort, not outcome, rather than getting discouraged by failure. Focus on the effort you put in and the lessons you've learned along the way. Having a growth mindset strengthens your emotional resilience because it allows you to stay adaptable and open to learning, no matter what challenges you face. Emotional regulation. Staying calm in chaos when life gets tough. Emotions can feel overwhelming, but emotional resilience isn't about suppressing those feelings. It's about managing them so they don't control you. Emotional regulation is the practice of calming and recentering yourself when emotions like anger, fear, or sadness arise. It's about finding ways to process those feelings without letting them dictate your actions. Here are some strategies for emotional regulation. Mindful breathing. Take slow, deep breaths to help calm your nervous system and reduce emotional intensity. Cognitive reframing. Change the way you perceive a situation. Instead of seeing a setback as a failure, see it as an opportunity to learn. Grounding techniques. Focus on the present moment. Use your senses. What do you see, hear, feel? This can help you detach from overwhelming emotions and regain control. When you regulate your emotions effectively, you can face challenges with a clear mind and a steady heart. Practical strategies for building resilience. Here are some practical steps you can take to build your emotional resilience. 1. Build a strong support. Network resilience doesn't mean doing everything on your own. Having a strong support network, friends, family, mentors, or even a therapist can make a world of difference when times get tough. A strong support network helps you share your feelings without judgment. Get advice or perspective from others who have faced similar challenges. Feel less alone in difficult moments too. Practice self-care when you're emotionally drained. It's hard to be resilient. That's why taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental health is essential. Self-care. Practices might include regular exercise to reduce stress and boost mood, healthy eating to fuel your body and mind, adequate sleep to restore your energy, meditation or mindfulness practices to center your thoughts. When you prioritize self-care, you replenish your emotional reserves, making it easier to bounce back from challenges. 3. Focus on what you can control. One of the biggest sources of stress and overwhelm is trying to control things that are beyond your influence. Instead, focus on what you can control: your attitude, your actions, and your response to the situation. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to improve this situation? What aspects of this challenge are beyond my control? And how can I let go of the need to control them? Focusing on what you can control empowers you to take constructive action rather than feel helpless or overwhelmed. 4. Develop a sense of purpose. Having a strong sense of purpose is a key factor in emotional resilience. When you have a clear sense of why you're doing something or what you're working toward, challenges become more manageable. Ask yourself, what is my greater purpose? How can I align my actions with my values? How does this challenge contribute to my personal growth or goals? A sense of purpose gives you the motivation to push through difficult times and stay resilient in the face of adversity. Cultivating optimism. The power of positive thinking. Optimism is a key component of emotional resilience. It's not about ignoring the difficulties of life's ups, about choosing to focus on the potential for positive outcomes. Even in the face of hardship, here's how to cultivate optimism. Reframe negative thoughts instead of thinking, "This is the worst thing that could happen." Try, "This is difficult, but I can handle it and learn from it." Look for the silver lining, even in tough situations. Try to identify something positive, whether it's a lesson learned, a new opportunity, or a chance to build strength. Practice gratitude. Focusing on what you're grateful for can shift your mindset and help you feel more positive. Even during challenging times, optimism helps you stay hopeful and motivated. And it enhances your emotional resilience by reminding you that even difficult situations have the potential to lead to growth. Final thoughts. Emotional resilience isn't about being invincible, it's about being adaptable and strong in the face of adversity. It's the ability to process your emotions, stay grounded, and bounce back stronger after setbacks. By cultivating emotional resilience, you're not just surviving, you're thriving, even when life gets tough. With the tools of emotional intelligence at your disposal, you can face any challenge with confidence and grace. You can navigate life's ups and downs, knowing that no matter what happens, you have the inner strength to overcome it and come out stronger on the other side. Chapter 11. Leading with Emotional Intelligence, Leadership, ISEN. T about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. But effective leadership goes beyond just managing people or driving results. The most powerful leaders are those who lead with emotional intelligence. Whether you're a CEO, a team leader, or someone looking to inspire others in your personal life, emotional intelligence is the key to building trust, motivating others, and leading with empathy, vision, and integrity. Emotional intelligence allows you to connect with your team, understand their needs, and create an environment where people feel valued, supported, and motivated to do their best work. In this chapter, we'll explore how emotional intelligence can transform you into a more effective and inspiring leader. The 5 pillars of emotional intelligence in leadership to lead effectively. Emotional intelligence must be part of your daily practice. It's not a one-time fix, but a skill you continue to develop over time. The 5 key elements of emotional intelligence that make up the foundation of strong leadership are self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, social skills. Explore how each of these plays a vital role in leadership. 1. Self-awareness. Understanding your leadership style. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of effective leadership. When you are self-aware, you can understand how your emotions and actions impact others. As a leader, this is crucial because your behavior sets the tone for your team. Being self-aware means recognizing your strengths and weaknesses. As a leader, you must understand where you excel and where you need support. Self-awareness allows you to leverage your strengths and work on your weaknesses. Managing your emotional triggers. Leaders who are self-aware are more in control of their emotions, preventing emotional outbursts that could negatively impact the team. Understanding your leadership style. Are you authoritative, collaborative, or transformational? Understanding your style allows you to adjust your approach to meet the needs of your team and situation. Self-awareness helps you make better decisions and communicate more clearly, setting the example for your team to follow too. Self-regulation. Staying calm and focused under pressure. Self-regulation is the ability to control your impulses, manage your emotions, and make thoughtful decisions, especially in stressful situations. As a leader, you'll face pressure, deadlines, and sometimes conflict. Your ability to stay calm and composed will influence the overall team dynamic. Here's how. Self-regulation supports leadership. Managing stress. High-pressure situations are inevitable in leadership. Self-regulation allows you to remain calm, reducing the risk of making hasty decisions or escalating tensions unnecessarily. Maintaining integrity. Emotionally intelligent leaders stay true to their values and make decisions based on principles rather than emotions or external pressures. Being adaptable, leaders who self-regulate are flexible in the face of changing circumstances. They remain open to feedback and adjust their approach as necessary to achieve goals. In short, self-regulation allows you to be a steady presence for your team, creating an environment where others feel safe, supported, and motivated. 3. Motivation. Inspiring your team to achieve greatness. Effective leaders inspire action not through power or authority, but through motivation. When you are emotionally intelligent, you have the ability to motivate others to reach their highest potential. Leaders with high motivation set a clear vision and purpose. A compelling vision gives your team a reason to push forward, even in challenging times, and makes them feel part of something bigger than themselves. Lead by example. Motivated leaders are passionate about their work and inspire the same passion in their team. They show what it means to be fully engaged and committed to the cause. Foster a positive work environment. Emotionally intelligent leaders create environments where employees feel valued, appreciated, and motivated to contribute their best efforts. When you lead with motivation, you don't just get results. You inspire others to perform at their best and feel a sense of fulfillment in the process. 4. Empathy. Understanding and supporting your team. Empathy is the foundation of any strong relationship, and in leadership, it's essential. Empathetic leaders understand the emotions, needs, and perspectives of their team members. They actively listen, offer support, and show genuine care for their well-being. Here's how empathy strengthens leadership. Fostering trust. When your team feels understood, they trust you more. Empathy helps you create an atmosphere of psychological safety where people feel comfortable expressing themselves without fear of judgment. Resolving conflicts. Conflict is inevitable in any group, but empathetic leaders are able to navigate disagreements with compassion and understanding, helping to find solutions that satisfy all parties. Supporting individual growth. Every team member has unique challenges and goals. Empathetic leaders provide personalized support, helping each person develop their strengths and overcome obstacles. Empathy also helps you recognize when a team member is struggling emotionally or professionally. By offering guidance or simply providing a listening ear, you demonstrate that you care, which strengthens loyalty and engagement. 5. Social skills. Building strong relationships and team dynamic. Social skills refer to your ability to build relationships, communicate effectively, and work with others to achieve a common goal. Leaders with strong social skills excel at networking, collaborating, and creating a cohesive team environment. Here's how social skills enhance leadership. Effective communication. Leaders with strong social skills can convey their ideas clearly and listen actively. They ensure that everyone on the team is aligned and understands the mission. Conflict resolution. Socially skilled leaders are adept at mediating conflicts and finding win-win solutions that preserve relationships and maintain harmony within the team. Collaboration. Strong social skills enable leaders to foster a culture of collaboration, where ideas are shared openly and everyone works together toward a common goal. When you lead with strong social skills, you bring people together, fostering a sense of unity, respect, and shared purpose within your team. The impact of emotional intelligence on leadership success when you combine these 5 elements of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. You create a powerful leadership style that resonates with others. Leaders who practice emotional intelligence are inspirational. They motivate their team through genuine passion and enthusiasm. Approachable, they listen and engage with others, making people feel heard and valued. Effective decision makers, they make thoughtful decisions based on both logic and emotional understanding. Adaptable, they navigate change with flexibility and resilience. Trustworthy, they create environments where honesty, integrity, and respect thrive. The result? Stronger teams, better communication, and greater results. Emotional intelligence allows you to lead with authenticity, compassion, and vision, making you a leader that others are eager to follow. Final Thoughts leadership is not a title, it's a responsibility. And the best leaders understand that their role is not just to direct, but to inspire, support, and guide their teams to success. When you lead with emotional intelligence, you create a positive, productive, and harmonious work environment where people feel valued and empowered to do their best. This kind of leadership isn't just effective, it's transformative. As you continue to develop your emotional intelligence, remember, the most powerful leadership tool you have is your ability to connect with others on a deep emotional level. By leading with empathy, understanding, and integrity, you'll inspire loyalty, trust, and excellence in those you lead. Chapter 12. Overcoming Common Emotional Intelligence Challenges. Mastering emotional intelligence is a lifelong journey. While it offers powerful benefits, it's not always easy to maintain high emotional awareness, manage your emotions, or navigate complex social dynamics. In fact, there are several challenges that people commonly face as they work on improving their emotional intelligence. In this chapter, we'll explore the most common emotional intelligence challenges and provide practical solutions for overcoming them. By addressing these obstacles, you'll be better equipped to continue your personal growth and develop your emotional intelligence to its fullest potential. Challenge 1. Struggling with self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence, but many people find it difficult to be truly self-aware. It's easy to overlook our emotions, ignore the impact they have on others, or simply not take the time to reflect on our behaviors and reactions. Why it's a challenge? Overwhelm. Life's busy pace can make it hard to pause and reflect on your emotional state. Denial. Sometimes we avoid confronting our emotions because they're uncomfortable or challenging. Lack of feedback. Without constructive feedback from others, it's difficult to recognize areas for growth. How to overcome it? Journaling. Writing down your thoughts and emotions each day helps you track patterns and identify areas of improvement. Reflecting on what went well and what could have been better allows you to become more self-aware. Mindfulness practices, meditation, deep breathing, or simply pausing for a few moments each day to check in with yourself can increase your awareness of your emotional state. Seeking feedback. Ask for honest feedback from people you trust, friends, family, or colleagues. They may offer insights into your behavior and emotional responses that you might not notice on your own. The more regularly you practice self-reflection and invite feedback, the better you'll become at recognizing your emotions and their impact. Challenge 2. Managing difficult emotions. Managing emotions, especially in stressful or challenging situations, is one of the biggest hurdles in emotional intelligence. It's easy to let emotions like anger, frustration, or anxiety get the best of you, leading to rash decisions or conflict with others. Why it's a challenge? Emotional triggers. Certain situations, people, or experiences can trigger intense emotional reactions. Lack of coping strategies. If you don't have healthy coping mechanisms in place, it's hard to manage overwhelming emotions in the heat of the moment. Automatic reactions. In moments of stress, we often react without thinking. letting emotions dictates our behavior. How to overcome it? Pause before reacting, take a deep breath, and create space between your emotional reaction and your response. This simple act of pausing helps you regulate your emotions before acting impulsively. Practice emotional regulation techniques. Use strategies like mindfulness, breathing exercises, or cognitive reframing to manage intense emotions. For example, if you're feeling angry, try to reframe the situation by thinking about the larger context or take a break to cool down before responding. Develop healthy coping mechanisms. Find outlets that allow you to release emotional tension, such as exercise, journaling, or talking to a trusted friend. These practices help you manage your emotions without letting them control you. By incorporating these techniques into your daily life, you'll gradually become more adept at handling your emotions in a balanced, thoughtful way. Challenge 3. Difficulty with empathy, ability to understand and share the feelings of others is a key component of emotional intelligence. However, many people struggle to truly empathize, especially in complex or emotionally charged situations. Why it's a challenge? Lack of perspective taking. It's easy to see things only from our own point of view and assume others feel the same way we do. Emotional burnout. Constantly empathizing with others can be emotionally draining, especially if you're not taking care of your own emotional well-being. Cultural or social barriers. People from different backgrounds, cultures, or experiences may express emotions differently, making it hard to connect on an emotional level. How to overcome it? Practice active listening. When someone shares their emotions with you, listen attentively without interrupting or trying to fix the situation. Show that you understand by validating their feelings. I can see why you're upset, or that must have been really difficult for you. Put yourself in others' shoes. Try to imagine what it's like to be in the other person's situation. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I were going through what they're going through? Take care of your own emotional health. Empathy can be draining if you're emotionally depleted yourself. Regularly practice self-care and set boundaries to protect your own emotional energy. Developing empathy takes time, but with practice, you can become more attuned to the emotions of others and better equipped to offer support. Challenge 4. Handling conflict with emotional intelligence. Conflict is inevitable in any relationship or organization. The key to handling conflict effectively is to remain emotionally intelligent, focusing on finding solutions rather than escalating the tension. Why it's a challenge? Emotions take over in the heat of the moment. Emotions can cloud our judgment, leading to reactive or defensive behavior. Fear of confrontation. Some people avoid conflict altogether, fearing it will lead to further disagreement or hurt feelings. Poor communication, misunderstandings, or lack of communication often fuel conflict and make it harder to resolve. How to overcome it? Stay calm and composed. Take a few deep breaths before reacting to the conflict. By staying composed, you can think more clearly and make better decisions. Communicate assertively, not aggressively. Express your thoughts and feelings clearly and respectfully without resorting to blame or aggression. Use I statements, such as "I feel frustrated when," rather than "you always." Focus on the solution, not the problem, rather than getting stuck in the details of the conflict. Shift your focus to finding a resolution that works for everyone. Ask, what can we do to move forward and resolve this? By handling conflict with emotional intelligence, you not only defuse tension, but also create opportunities for growth and deeper understanding in your relationships. Challenge 5. Maintaining emotional intelligence in stressful situations. Stress is a natural part of life, but when stress builds up, it can hinder your emotional intelligence. It becomes harder to think clearly, make rational decisions, and manage your emotions when you're feeling overwhelmed. Why? It's a challenge. High-pressure environments, in fast-paced or high-stakes situations, stress can trigger emotional responses that you're not in control of. Chronic stress, long-term stress can cause burnout, making it harder to maintain emotional balance and engage effectively with others. Decision fatigue, constantly making decisions or handling multiple tasks can wear down your emotional resources, leading to poor emotional regulation. How to overcome it? Practice stress management. Techniques. Develop a toolbox of stress reduction techniques that work for you. This could include deep breathing, meditation, exercise, or time spent in nature. Prioritize self-care, taking care of your physical and mental well-being through regular exercise. Adequate sleep and proper nutrition will make it easier to manage stress when it arises. Break tasks into smaller steps. If you're feeling overwhelmed, break larger tasks into manageable steps. Focus on one thing at a time to avoid feeling flooded by stress. By managing stress effectively, you can maintain your emotional intelligence and respond to challenging situations with clarity and composure. Final thoughts. Developing emotional intelligence is a continuous process, and along the way, you'll encounter challenges that test your ability to stay balanced and composed. However, by recognizing these obstacles and actively working to overcome them, you'll continue to strengthen your emotional intelligence and improve your social interactions. The key to success is persistence. Keep practicing, learning, and refining your emotional intelligence skills. The more you invest in yourself, the more you'll be able to navigate life's challenges with resilience, empathy, and grace. Chapter 13. The role of emotional intelligence in personal growth. Personal growth is a lifelong pursuit. It involves developing yourself on all levels, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and socially. While there are many tools and strategies you can use to grow as a person, one of the most powerful is emotional intelligence, EQ. The role of emotional intelligence in personal growth is profound because it influences how you manage your emotions, relate to others, and handle life's challenges. In this chapter, we'll explore how emotional intelligence contributes to your personal growth journey and how you can use it as a tool to reach your fullest potential. Emotional intelligence, a foundation for personal growth. To begin, let's understand that emotional intelligence is not just about managing your emotions. It's about using those emotions as a compass to guide your decisions, behavior, and relationships. Emotional intelligence consists of 5 key components: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, social skills. These components interact and work together to create a solid foundation for personal growth. The more you cultivate your emotional intelligence, the more you enhance your ability to grow as an individual. Here's how each element of emotional intelligence directly impacts your personal growth. 1. Self-awareness. The starting point of growth. Self-awareness is about understanding your own emotions, strengths, weaknesses, values, and how your behaviors impact others. It's the foundation of emotional intelligence because it allows you to gain insight into who you truly are. Without self-awareness, it's difficult to grow because you're unaware of the areas where you need improvement. How it impacts personal growth. Identifying your strengths and weaknesses. Once you become self-aware, you can clearly see where you excel and where you need to improve. This knowledge empowers you to leverage your strengths and work on your weaknesses. Aligning with your values. Self-awareness helps you align your actions with your core values. When you act in accordance with your values, you feel more authentic and fulfilled. Recognizing patterns. When you understand your emotions and behavior, you can identify patterns that may be holding you back. Whether it's procrastination, self-doubt, or negative thinking, self-awareness gives you the ability to break these patterns and make conscious changes. How to develop self-awareness. Reflect daily. Take a few minutes each day to reflect on your emotions, actions, and interactions. Ask yourself questions like, what went well today? What could I have done better? Seek feedback. Ask trusted friends or mentors for honest feedback. Others may see things about you that you can't recognize on your own. Journal your thoughts. Writing down your thoughts, emotions, and experiences can help you gain insight into your behavior and thought patterns. 2. Self-regulation. Mastering your emotional responses. Self-regulation is the ability to manage and control your emotions, particularly in stressful situations. It allows you to respond to life's challenges with calmness and thoughtfulness rather than reacting impulsively. This is crucial for personal growth because it enables you to make better decisions and avoid acting on negative emotions. How it impacts personal growth. Better decision-making. When you can regulate your emotions, you are more likely to make clear, thoughtful decisions rather than acting impulsively or out of frustration. Improved relationships. Self-regulation allows you to interact with others in a calm, respectful manner, even when faced with conflict. This strengthens your relationships and helps you avoid unnecessary arguments. Increased resilience. The ability to regulate your emotions helps you stay resilient in the face of adversity. Rather than succumbing to stress or setbacks, you can adapt and bounce back stronger. How to develop self-regulation. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness techniques, like deep breathing and meditation, can help you stay grounded and calm when emotions run high. Pause before reacting. When you feel a strong emotional reaction, take a moment to pause before responding. This gives you time to collect your thoughts and choose a more thoughtful response. Set healthy boundaries. Part of self-regulation is knowing when to say no and protect your emotional energy. Setting boundaries ensures that you maintain control over your emotions and actions. 3. Motivation. Fueling your drive for personal success. Motivation is the inner drive that pushes you to achieve your goals and pursue personal growth. It's what keeps you going when things get tough. Emotionally intelligent individuals are intrinsically motivated, meaning their drive comes from within, rather than relying on external rewards or validation. How it impacts personal growth. Achieving long-term goals. Motivated individuals can maintain focus on their goals even when faced with obstacles. This long-term persistence is key to personal growth. Increased productivity. When you are motivated, you are more likely to take consistent action toward your personal development and stay on track. A sense of purpose. Emotional intelligence helps you connect with your deeper motivations, giving your life a sense of purpose and direction. You'll be more committed to your personal growth journey when you see the bigger picture. How to develop motivation. Set meaningful goals. Ensure that your goals are meaningful to you. When you feel passionate about your goals, it becomes easier to stay motivated. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. This helps build momentum and keeps you motivated. Visualize success. Take time to visualize the outcome you want to achieve. Seeing yourself succeed can fuel your motivation to continue working toward your goals. 4. Empathy. Deepening your connection. With others, sympathize. The ability to understand and share the feelings of others plays a crucial role in personal growth, because it allows you to connect with people on a deeper level. When you understand how others feel, you can build stronger relationships and gain valuable insights into different perspectives. How it impacts personal growth. Improved relationships. Empathy helps you build stronger, more meaningful relationships. When you understand and validate the emotions of others, you create a sense of trust and connection. Increased emotional depth. Developing empathy allows you to tap into the emotional experiences of others, enriching your own emotional life. You'll become more compassionate, understanding, and open-minded. Better conflict resolution. Empathy is essential in resolving conflicts because it enables you to understand both sides of a disagreement and find common ground. How to develop empathy. Active listening. Pay close attention when others speak and focus on understanding their emotions and perspective. Avoid interrupting or jumping to conclusions. Put yourself in others' shoes. Try to imagine what the other person might be feeling in a given situation. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I were in their position? Be open to different perspectives. Stay open to hearing opinions and experiences that differ from your own. This broadens your understanding and helps you relate to others more deeply. 5. Social skills. Building meaningful connections. Social skills are the tools you use to build relationships, communicate effectively, and navigate social interactions. These skills are crucial for personal growth because they enable you to connect with others, share experiences, and collaborate toward common goals. How it impacts personal growth. Effective communication. Strong social skills help you express your thoughts and emotions clearly, which is vital for building relationships and achieving personal success. Collaboration and teamwork. Personal growth often involves working with others. Social skills help you collaborate effectively, creating a positive environment for shared success. Influence and persuasion. Social skills allow you to inspire and motivate others, helping you make a positive impact on those around you. How to develop social skills. Practice active communication. Focus on both speaking and listening effectively. Pay attention to both verbal and nonverbal cues to ensure you're truly connecting with others. Expand your social network. Seek out opportunities to meet new people and interact with diverse groups. Expanding your network helps you develop stronger social skills and learn from others. Work on conflict resolution when conflicts arise. Use your social skills to navigate them calmly and constructively, ensuring that all parties feel heard and respected. Conclusion: emotional intelligence as a lifelong tool for personal growth. As we've seen, emotional intelligence plays a pivotal role in your personal growth journey. By developing self-awareness, mastering self-regulation, cultivating motivation, practicing empathy, and honing your social skills, you unlock the potential to achieve personal success and build meaningful connections with others. The beauty of emotional intelligence is that it's a skill you can continue to develop throughout your life. It's not something that can be mastered and then forgotten. It's an ongoing process of learning, adapting, and growing. By integrating emotional intelligence into your daily life, you'll continue to evolve, overcome challenges, and reach your fullest potential. Remember, personal growth is not a destination, it's a journey. Emotional intelligence is the key that unlocks the doors to a more fulfilling and successful life. Keep nurturing it and watch how it transforms every aspect of who you are. Chapter 14. Creating lasting change through emotional intelligence. Personal growth and transformation are continuous processes. And emotional intelligence (EQ) plays a pivotal role in creating lasting change. It's one thing to develop emotional intelligence, but it's another to maintain and apply it consistently over time. In this chapter, we'll explore how you can use emotional intelligence to create meaningful and lasting changes in your life. Whether that's in your personal development, relationships, or career, building the foundation for change before creating lasting change. It's important to establish a strong foundation. Emotional intelligence enables you to develop the self-awareness and self-regulation needed to make intentional, thoughtful decisions. When you understand your emotions and their impact, you can make conscious choices that align with your goals. 1. Emotional awareness. As the first step, change begins with awareness. When you become more attuned to your emotions, you start recognizing what needs to change in your life. It's easy to make decisions based on external pressures, but emotional awareness helps you make choices that are aligned with your true values and aspirations. Reflect on your current state. Take time to assess where you are emotionally and mentally. What are your strengths? What areas need growth? Identify emotional triggers. Recognize the emotions and situations that trigger unhealthy habits. By becoming aware of these triggers, you can develop strategies to cope with or avoid them. Set clear intentions, knowing where you want to go. Emotionally and socially will help you create a plan for change. Intentions act as your guiding star as you move forward too. Using self-regulation for consistent progress relation is crucial for maintaining consistency. Emotional intelligence isn't about avoiding emotions, it's about managing them constructively. Whether you're working toward a personal goal or improving relationships, the ability to self-regulate helps you maintain steady progress even when challenges arise. Commit to positive habits. Establish habits that reinforce your personal growth. Goals. Whether it's journaling, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in constructive conversations, self-regulation helps you stay on track. Resist short-term temptations. Emotional intelligence helps you prioritize long-term goals over immediate gratification. Use self-regulation to avoid falling into old patterns that don't serve your higher purpose. Take ownership. Accept responsibility for your choices and actions. When you make a mistake, take it as a learning opportunity and adjust your approach accordingly. Sustaining change over time. Lasting change isn't something that happens overnight. It requires consistent effort and a commitment to learning and evolving. Emotional intelligence empowers you to sustain change by helping you navigate the ups and downs of life. 1. The role of motivation in long-term change. Motivation plays a significant role in creating lasting change. Emotional intelligence helps you tap into intrinsic motivation, the drive that comes from within. When you connect emotionally with your goals, you're more likely to remain dedicated to them, even in the face of setbacks. Find your why. When you understand why you want to change, it becomes easier to stay motivated. Whether it's improving your relationships, advancing your career, or developing a better self-image, knowing the deeper reasons behind your goals will keep you focused. Celebrate progress. Celebrate small victories along the way. This not only boosts motivation, but reinforces the habit of making progress too. Building resilience for lifelong change. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, and emotional intelligence is a key factor in building this quality. When things don't go as planned, resilient individuals don't give up. They adapt, learn, and keep moving forward. Reframe setbacks as growth opportunities. Instead of viewing challenges as failures, look at them as stepping stones on the path to growth. Use your emotional intelligence to reframe obstacles in a way that empowers you to keep going. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool for emotional resilience. By focusing on what you've learned and the positive aspects of your life, you can shift your mindset to one of abundance rather than scarcity. Point 3. Mastering social skills to support change. The relationships you build and maintain can either hinder or support your progress. Emotional intelligence equips you with the social skills to connect with others in meaningful ways, which can have a significant impact on the changes you seek to create. Engage in positive communication. Clear, assertive, and empathetic communication helps you express your needs, set boundaries, and understand others' perspectives. Surround yourself with supportive people. Change is easier when you have a network of people who support and encourage your growth. Seek out relationships that are mutually beneficial and uplifting. Learn to resolve conflicts. Conflict is inevitable, but handling it with emotional intelligence allows you to turn challenges into opportunities for growth. By addressing conflict constructively, you build stronger relationships and move closer to your goals. The power of persistence and patience. The key to creating lasting change is persistence. Emotional intelligence teaches you to stay focused on the long-term journey even when immediate results aren't visible. It's about having the patience to know that meaningful change takes time. Trust the process. Understand that the process of personal growth is gradual. You may not see overnight changes, but with every small step, you're moving closer to your desired outcomes. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. Remember, setbacks are part of the journey. The important thing is to keep going, learn from each experience, and adjust as needed. Conclusion: Embrace change and evolve with emotional intelligence. Creating lasting change is about embracing growth, learning from your experiences, and continuing to evolve into the best version of yourself. Emotional intelligence provides the tools you need to navigate the challenges that come with change and stay committed to your goals. By developing your emotional intelligence, you unlock the ability to manage your emotions, connect with others, and create the life you desire. With self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, you can make intentional choices that align with your personal growth journey. Change is not always easy, but with emotional intelligence as your guide, it becomes a powerful tool for transformation. The key to lasting change lies in your ability to remain persistent, stay emotionally grounded, and keep adapting to life's challenges. The growth you seek is within. Embrace it with the wisdom and strength that emotional intelligence offers. Final thoughts and next steps as you conclude this journey of learning and growth. Remember that emotional intelligence is not a destination, but a continuous practice. The skills and techniques you've learned in this book are stepping stones, and your path to mastering emotional intelligence and social skills is only beginning. Commit to applying what you've learned in every area of your life. Use emotional intelligence to enhance your relationships, make better decisions, and create a future where you are in control of your emotions, actions, and outcomes. Your emotional intelligence is your greatest ally in the journey of personal growth. Continue nurturing it and watch yourself evolve into a stronger, more empathetic, and more successful individual. The journey doesn't end here. The power to create lasting change is in your hands. Keep moving forward, keep learning, and let emotional intelligence lead